Meanwhile, NDTV's Gauri Dwivedi interviewed the AI envoy Martin Tisney ahead of PM Modi's crucial France visit. Take a look.
To talk more about the AI summit, to talk more about the role that India could play in this and why India could be central to a global AI revolution, let's now get in Martin Tisney, who's one of the envoys of the AI summit that is set to kickstart in Paris. Mr. Tisney, thanks so much for speaking to NDTV. One of the biggest things that the forum is really trying to do, the summit is really trying to do, is create a global framework for AI to ensure that no country has undue advantage over the others. Let me start by asking you, sir, how crucial do you think this global framework will be for the future of artificial intelligence?
Thank you very much for having me and for asking the question. So I think three things. First of all, it's the first time that we have such a diverse set of stakeholders in the room, and that's hugely exciting. So at the table, we not only have governments, we also have corporates in the private sector from around the world, and we also have civil society from around the world. So I think that it's this multi-stakeholder approach which is critical to the success of the summit. The second one is that the summit not only focuses on the potential harms from artificial intelligence, which was the focus of the first summit in the United Kingdom, it also focuses on the opportunities. So it's really looking at the two sides of the coin here. And I firmly believe that in order to unleash the potential of AI, we need to look at both. We need to look at how we unlock opportunities and at the same time, how we minimize harms. And the third piece is that the summit is based on concrete deliverables, actions. It's the AI Action Summit, and we will be announcing those on Tuesday after the closing session.
Indeed. Indeed. As far as the co-chair of the AI Summit is concerned, India is set to play a very important role. How do you envisage India's role in terms of ensuring that this framework the AI framework is accessible to all and not just to the rich countries who've made early strides?
I think the role that India plays is critical. We very much welcome India's role in the summit and our deep working relationship. And obviously, India plays a key role in the ecosystem. And it's a pleasure to be working with them.
Okay. Okay, we'll come to the India role probably as the summit goes along. But then let me ask you, in terms of the trajectory of AI, where do you see it? Do you see it closer to the profit-led, private sector-enabled model that US is championing? Or do you see that the China model, which is state-controlled and government-led, really having a major role in terms of what will be the future of AI?
So I think the first thing is the future of AI is open. It's not private or public. I firmly believe that it's both. To do this, we need three things. We need to share data. I think that the bottleneck in artificial intelligence increasingly will become data as much as compute, if not more. And when it comes to sharing, accessing data, the state plays a very important role. So that's the first piece. The second one is, in this point of the future being open, I think the open source AI ecosystem is critical. That is an ecosystem that needs support in order to be resilient. And that is an area where both the public and the private spheres play critical roles. And the third one is the participation of citizens. I think that is really important. I'll give you a concrete example when it comes to AI in healthcare and sharing sensitive health data. We need to be working with patient data organizations, for example. And again, that's at the intersection of the public and the private sphere. So I think that it's a combination of both. In order to bend the arc of AI towards the public interest, we need the private sector and the public sector on board. I think in the same vein, as I was saying earlier, our focus here is both on unlocking opportunities and minimizing harms, and our focus is really deeply on working with the public and the private.
US President Donald Trump says all hell is going to break out if Hamas doesn't release hostages by Saturday at noon, warning the ceasefire deal with Israel will be cancelled. Now, this after Hamas announced earlier on Monday that it will suspend the release of 3 Israeli hostages planned for Saturday due to quote-unquote Israeli violations. A spokesman for the armed wing of Hamas says the group is postponing, in fact, the next scheduled release of Israeli hostages, blaming what he says are Israeli violations of the ceasefire deal, which is also in place. 3 hostages held in Gaza are due to be freed on Saturday in exchange for more Palestinian prisoners held in Israel. Meanwhile, Israel's Defense Minister Israel Katz called the Hamas announcement a complete violation of the ceasefire agreement.
Well, I would say this, and I'm going to let that because that's Israel's decision, but as far as I'm concerned, if all of the hostages aren't returned by Saturday at 12 o'clock, I think it's an appropriate time. I would say cancel it and all bets are off and let hell break out. I'd say they ought to be returned by 12 o'clock on Saturday, and if they're not returned, all of them, not in drips and drabs, not 2 and 1 and 3 and 4 and 2. Saturday at 12 o'clock, and after that, I would say all hell is going to break out.
Talking about his controversial Gaza takeover plan, US President Donald Trump has said that Palestinians will not have the right to return to Gaza, doubling down, in fact, on his plan. He said that the US is committed to buying Gaza. On the other hand, Arabian countries have rejected the plan. US President Donald Trump is removing the exceptions and exemptions, in fact, from his 2018 tariffs on steel, meaning that all steel imports will be taxed at a minimum of 25%. Trump has also hiked his 2018 aluminium tariffs to 25% from 10%. We are being pummeled by both friend and foe alike, Trump said. It's time for our great industries to come back to America. Now, the moves are part of an aggressive push by Trump to, in fact, reset global trade, with Trump saying the tax hikes on the people and companies buying foreign-made products will ultimately strengthen domestic manufacturing. Outside economic analysis suggest that the tariffs would in fact increase costs for the factories that use steel and aluminium, possibly leaving US manufacturers worse off.
So essentially, we're putting on a 25% tariff without exception on all aluminum and all steel. And it's going to mean a lot of businesses are going to be opening in the United States. Now, we're going to be meeting over the next 4-week period, maybe on a weekly basis, and maybe we'll do a couple of them at different times and maybe together. But we'll be talking about other subjects like cars. We'll be talking about drugs and pharmaceuticals. We'll be discussing chips.
Meanwhile, a third judge has in fact blocked US President Donald Trump's order ending birthright citizenship for kids of people in US illegally. Now, the order has garnered a lot of criticism ever since it was signed by Donald Trump. Over at Capitol Hill, the US Senate voted on Monday to advance the nomination of former Representative Tulsi Gabbard to be the Director of the National Intelligence. US President Donald Trump said he does not view Republican Vice President J.D. Vance as his successor for the Republican nomination in the 2028 presidential race. No, but he is very capable, Trump told Fox News anchor Brett Baier during an interview that aired ahead of Sunday's Super Bowl. I think you'll have a lot of very capable people. So far, I think he's doing a fantastic job. It's too early, we're just starting, said Trump. Listen in.
You view Vice President J.D. Vance as your successor, the Republican nominee in 2028?
No, but he's very capable. I mean, I don't think that I think you have a lot of very capable people. So far, I think he's doing a fantastic job. It's too early. We're just starting.
Donald Trump will meet Jordan's King Abdullah on Tuesday for what is likely to be a tense encounter following the U.S. president's Gaza redevelopment idea and his threat to cut aid to the U.S.-allied Arab country if it refuses, that is, to resettle Palestinians. Now, Trump's proposal floated 1 week ago for the U.S. to take over Gaza, move its hell-shocked residents, and transform the war-ravaged territory into the Riviera of the Middle East, drew a negative response from the Arab world. Mob attack at book fair for displaying Taslima Nasreen's book in Bangladesh. A tense situation has arisen at the Bangla Academy's Amar-e-Kushe book fair for displaying Taslima Nasreen's books. A group of agitated people besieged a stall at the Amar-e-Kushe book fair this evening, over the display of a book written by Taslima Nasreen, who's in exile in neighboring India. A group of US Congress leaders have written to US Attorney General Pam Bondi demanding an inquiry on the decision by the Biden administration to probe the Adani Group. The leaders have slammed the Biden DOJ probe into the group and called it a selective, reckless and a baseless pursuit, which can potentially be damaging to the India-US strategic ties. Now, the group of leaders, in a letter written to Pam Bondi, have said that there was no compelling reason for the probe to be initiated in the first place other than some external factors. Reminiscent of US President Donald Trump's tough immigration crackdown, the UK's Labour government has launched mass raids on illegal workers in the country. Described as a UK-wide blitz, the crackdown has extended to Indian restaurants, nail bars, convenience stores and even car washes which employ migrant workers. With British Home Secretary Yet Cooper personally overseeing the drive, the Home Office reported a record-breaking January as they descended on 828 premises, a 48% rise compared to the previous January, with arrests surging to 609 and marking a 73%, that's right, a 73% increase from the previous years. Listen in.
Rules really need to be respected and enforced for the asylum and immigration system to work. That's why since the election we have been increasing returns, so 19,000 people who have no right to be in the UK have now been returned, and also increasing the illegal working raids and going after the employers who are exploiting migrant workers. This is about making sure that there's proper fairness, proper enforcement in the system and proper respect for the rules as well.
The prosecutor says Salman Rushdie was so stunned when a masked man started to stab him on a stage in Western New York that the acclaimed author, in fact, didn't even try to fight back. Rushdie is expected to testify during the trial of Hadi Matar, who was charged with attempted murder and assault in the August 2022 attack. During his opening statement on Monday, District Attorney Jason Schmidt described the swift and sudden attack by Matar, who stabbed Rushdie in the head, throat, abdomen, thigh and hand areas. Now, the author was left blind in one eye. During Schmidt's statement, Matar looked on from the defense table, occasionally taking notes. His attorney, Lynn Schaffer, told jurors that prosecutors won't be able to prove Matar's guilt, even with videos and photos. She acknowledged that nearly all the jurors admitted during jury selection that they had heard something about the case.
Today, the jurors heard opening statements from both the prosecution and Mr. Matar's attorney. The prosecution started with a very graphic, detailed description of the attack on Mr. Rushdie. He described for jurors how an attacker kind of came out of nowhere from the audience, bounded onto the stage, attacked Mr. Rushdie at a full run and began stabbing him before anyone even really knew what was happening.
According to a lawsuit filed on Monday, a woman in the US has accused internet personalities Tristan and Andrew Trait of conspiring to coerce her into sex work, luring her to Romania and defaming her after her testimony to Romanian authorities. The civil complaint in Florida was reported earlier by the NYT, which said it marked the first suit against the brothers to be filed in the United States. And it's time we step into a short break. See you on the other side.
We know travel can be confusing, so let us inspire you. Welcome to Qatar. Experience it all. World-class hospitality, diverse landscapes from city to sea, and fly there with the Airline of the Year 2022, Qatar Airways. Book now at travelup.com or call 0207 580 5000. Travel Up. Flights, hotels, holidays.
With retirement round the corner, I want to spend more time with my family, which reminds me.
Welcome to British Seniors, the UK's #1 rated provider of over 50s life insurance. We're proud to offer our seniors lifetime guarantee. With 100% of claims having been paid, we guarantee your premiums will never go up and that you'll speak to one of our specialists in the UK. Plus, when you sign up, you'll receive a £135 gift card.
Be proud to protect your loved ones with British Seniors. To get a free quote today, call our UK team or visit britishseniors.co.uk.
Who doesn't love a good deal?
Meal deals.
Be rude not to deals. Seal deals? Or a bit of deal or no deal? We've got free-to-play deals with no deposit required. And up to £1,000 to be won every day. Get that good deal feeling only at Tombola. Open for fun.
Our first year as a family flew by, and now I want to make sure he'll be financially protected for all his birthdays to come. That's why I'm calling Smart Insurance.
Just like families, not all life insurance is the same. That's why we offer the Smart Family Guarantee. We guarantee a straightforward application process, award-winning service you can trust, and cover from day one. Plus, you get your choice of a £125 gift card.
To get a free quote today, call our specialist UK team or visit smartinsurance.co.uk.
At Cheerios, we know mornings can be challenging. So having a delicious breakfast that's high in fibre from oats, wheat and barley, that's a little win. Cheerios, little O's make little wins.
Health isn't someday in the future, it's now. It's same-day GP appointments, physio without GP referrals, cancer testing, scans and diagnosis fast. Questions for an expert at any hour about anything. Routine dental checkups every year for brighter smiles. Support that lasts for as long as it takes. Feeling your best every day starts today. Call or go online now for your quote.
Welcome back. You're watching the World Report on NDTV. Canada's Toronto Dominion Bank has said it would offload its 10.1% stake, in fact, in U.S. financial services firm Charles Schwab, as part of a strategic review undertaken following a landmark U.S. fine. Now, TD holds 184.7 million shares in Charles Schwab, worth roughly $15.4 billion based on Friday's last close. The company said in separate statements early Tuesday that TD's unit will sell 165.4 million shares of Schwab at $79.25 apiece for about $13.1 billion. Meanwhile, BP's fourth quarter profit fell to $1.17 billion on Tuesday, marking the lowest earnings for the oil major in 4 years. Now, this as weak margins dented its refining business. The 61% drop in quarterly profit from last year coming just days after reports of activist investor Elliott Investment Management building a stake in the company has heightened investor hopes for broad changes and strategic shifts, in fact, to boost returns, putting additional pressure on CEO Murray. According to reports, OpenAI CEO Sam Altman has told staff in a meeting that the company's board of directors intends to make clear it has no interest in Elon Musk's supposed bid. A consortium of investors led by Elon Musk offered $97.4 billion to take over OpenAI, the maker of ChatGPT. Now, in response to the bid, Altman posted on Musk's social media platform X, "No thank you, but we will buy Twitter for $9.74 billion if you want." Now, the billionaire's attorney, Mark Toberoff, has confirmed he submitted the bid for AI assets, for all assets, in fact, of the tech company to its board on Monday. The offer is the latest twist in a long-standing battle, in fact, between Musk, the world's richest man, and the right hand to US President Donald Trump, and OpenAI chief executive Sam Altman over the future of the startup at the center of the AI boom. According to reports, Chinese battery giant CATL plans to file a Hong Kong listing application this week to raise at least $5 billion. Now, the filing could come on Tuesday or Wednesday, added the sources, who could not be identified, discussing confidential information, in fact. A listing of the Shenzhen-listed firm, the largest battery maker in the world, in fact, would be one of the biggest listings in Hong Kong in the past 3 years. In the sports first, ace Indian pacer Jasprit Bumrah's availability for the upcoming Champions Trophy 2025 is likely to be decided on Tuesday, which also happens to be the deadline for the submission of the final squads to the ICC. Bumrah, India's best performer in the 2024-25 Border Gavaskar Trophy, has been sidelined due to an injury since the final test of the series. The star fast bowler had to pull out mid-match, in fact, after he felt pain in his back while bowling in Sydney in the first week of January. Since then, he has not played any cricket match. Golfing legend Tiger Woods abruptly withdrew from the Genesis Invitational at Torrey Pines, saying he was still processing the death of his mother. Calcutta Woods died unexpectedly last Tuesday at the age of 80. I plan to tee it up this week, but I am not ready, Woods posted on social media. I did my best to prepare, knowing it's what my mom would have wanted, but I'm still processing her loss. Now, Woods, the tournament host of the Genesis Invitational, however, said he hoped to be back at the Torrey Pines later in the week, adding that he appreciates the continued kindness since his mom's passing. World champion D. Gukesh Dommaraju bowed out of freestyle Grand Slam chess after losing his second straight quarterfinal game against Fabiano Caruana of the United States on Monday. Having lost the first game with white pieces, Gukesh did not last long against the American Grandmaster in a must-win tie, in fact, with Caruana finishing the contest in a mere 18 moves. Gukesh will now fight for the last 4 spots. The freestyle chess is built around 960 random positions, shifting the initial position of the pieces from the base rank while the pawns remain intact. A tour manager for rapper A$AP Rocky testified that the hip-hop star began carrying a prop gun that only shoots blanks after a stalker and others had broken into his house. Lou Levine said Monday that Rocky gave him the gun after firing it in a confrontation with a former friend in 2021. The rapper is charged with 2 felony counts of assault with a semi-automatic firearm over the incident. The defense insists he is not guilty because the gun did not, in fact, even fire real shots. Philadelphia quarterback Jalen Hurts visited Disney World on Monday, a day following the Eagles' victory in the Super Bowl. Hurts were named MVP after going 17 for 22 for 221 yards and 2 touchdowns, and in fact also running for 72 yards and a touchdown in a 40-22 win over Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs that avenged a Super Bowl loss 2 years ago against Kansas City. Listen in.
E-A-G-L-E-S, Eagles! It's a hell of a crowd out here. I just want to say thank y'all for the support. Thank you for the support. Being here is such a blessing. You dream about coming here as a kid and to be in paradise. To be in paradise with you great fans, all the great support. Eagles everywhere, across the world. Thank you for the support, and we brought it home to Philly. One more time. E-A-G-L-E-S, Eagles! Go Birds. I forgot the song. Head them high. Fly, Eagles, fly, on the way to victory. It's been a minute since I sung that, Mickey. You know that? Yeah. Been a little minute. Last time I sung it too soon.
On Monday's Tory Burch fashion show in New York drew stars from across the globe. American actor Amanda Seyfried and American recording artist Kiara were there. Sinji Lee, a Malaysian actor, also attended. Lu Yijiao of China also sat in the front row. Meanwhile, Indian-Australian actor Shibani Dandekar was also invited. The event also drew French model Mara Lafontaine and Danish influencer Emile Sindler. Now, Birch's runway presentation showcased a 2025 ready-to-wear collection. Well, that's all we have for you today. Take care and have a wonderful day.
In the battle for a perfect smile, every day brings a new opponent. Presenting Dabur toothpastes. Neem fights bacteria and makes your mouth bacteria-free. Dabur's Neem toothpaste, your ally against bacteria. Charcoal removes stains and makes your teeth shine white. Dabur's charcoal toothpaste, the stain-busting hero. Clove offers cavity protection, so your smile stays strong. Dabur's Clove toothpaste, the guardian of your teeth. Dabur toothpastes, naturally formulated to effectively combat 6 dental problems, ensuring optimum care for your oral health. So who are you fighting today? With our Dabur toothpaste by your side, victory is just a brush away.
Sitting quietly while your car is made all shiny. Downtime can be just fine too. Ready meal is piping hot, waterproof on the loo. Just enjoy your back tattoo. Tea break, face break, maybe even watch the ad break. Sometimes it's not time for some tombola, right? It's enjoying lasagna time, chilling with a book time, or time to visit your nan time. Put the phone down.
Hi, it's Phoebe from Auto Trader's monthly electric car giveaway, and we're pleased to say that you've won a brand new electric car.
It's a dream, honestly, it really is a dream. Oh my god. Me and my boyfriend talk about the Auto Trader competition every single month. I was waiting for the know you haven't won.
You got me a job. The epic new Samsung Galaxy S25 Ultra.
Jimmy, what's the name tunes?
With a personal AI assistant.
Find a cafe nearby that sells cream teas and text it to Luca.
On the UK's best network.
It's the Rebels. I'm dropping it rough. No.
So you can get more out of getting out. Save up to £528 plus add a Galaxy Watch 7 for just £5 a month.
Wadhwa. Now, the Shiv Sena has come out, the MPs of Shiv Sena have come out and they've demanded the government to evolve some guidelines as far as the online content is concerned. Now, the Mumbai police, remember, also went to Ranveer's residence in Mumbai, and he's facing extreme backlash and pressure as far as the controversial episode of the show, India's Got Latent, that has now been removed from the YouTube. Sources telling us that this has happened after the Information and Technology Ministry, in fact, asked the platform to take it off. Now, let's just listen in to this demand of some sort of guidelines to be developed as far as online content is concerned by the Shiv Sena MP.
कारण OTT प्लेटफॉर्म पर कोई भी सेंसर नहीं है, उनको दिशा नहीं है, उनके कंटेंट पे कुछ भी दिशा नहीं है, कुछ भी पॉलिटिकल के बारे में कुछ भी अनाप शनाप बातें करने की ये जो रिवाज चालू है, इसके ऊपर सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट ने ध्यान देना चाहिए और सेंसर लगाना चाहिए। OTT प्लेटफॉर्म्स, सब पॉडकास्टर, उनके लिए सख्त कायदा बनाना चाहिए और उनके ऊपर तुरंत गुना दाखिल करना चाहिए। ये विषय ये सभागृह में मैं आपके सामने रखता हूं। श्रीमती प्रतिमा मंडल जी।
Right, so pressure increasing on Ranveer Wadhwa, the government also to come out with some sort of guidelines. Now remember, ladies and gentlemen, some crass comments were made as far as this program is concerned. It was just not Ranveer Wadhwa, there was Samay Raina and Apurva Makhija, another influencer, those who had made some crass comments. But this episode also now reignites the debate whether these kind of police action or some sort of censorship is the answer, or there needs to be, at least as far as these influencers are concerned, many of them quite young, in fact, in their early 20s, they need to understand that barring YouTube, which is still age restricted, their content also goes viral on Instagram, on Twitter, on other social media platforms which do not have age appropriation, in fact, filters, and that is why it becomes more problematic. It reaches to vulnerable people, those who are children, those who are possibly then taking cue from what these people are saying as something that is quite cool to speak about. But let me go across at this moment. To my colleagues, those who are joining us, Anuj is joining us from Mumbai. Anuj, pressure increases not only from the politicians here, but also the Mumbai police investigating this matter.